John again, and welcome to the second video of our coconut milks. This one is going to be what we call the ultra pure coconut milk. It's going to be similar process, it's going to be just as easy, but there's one little step that we're going to add. And the reason I'm even working with this kind of coconut milk versus the first one, which is the coconut milk powder, is because there's going to be people who are going to be super sensitive to things like the tapioca and what they call the acacia fiber that's in the coconut milk powder, and they use that in the industry as a flow agent to make it easier to aggregate the dehydrated coconut milk powder. So if you're a super purist and want an alternative, this is exactly what we're going to do. And for this one, we're going to use a coconut cream for making the coconut milk. Now, I've chosen the Let's Do Organic coconut cream because actually I've noticed that one of these makes one whole gallon, which is what we're making. But you can also use things like coconut mana or any kind of coconut cream that you can find at any store or online. You can find different options in the resources PDF that comes with this course. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the coconut cream. We're also going to use the sunflower seed lecithin, the coconut oil, and the Celtic sea salt. So it's basically pretty much the same recipe, but with a little bit of a different starter. In this particular coconut milk, I do recommend that you use the lecithin, because since this is not a dried product and it's more of a coconut cream, it's definitely going to require a little bit better emulsification. The milk might separate a little bit more easily in the fridge without the lecithin. But if you don't care for the sunflower seed lecithin, you can make it. The only difference is the milk is going to last a little bit less than what it will if you're using the lecithin. So let's go ahead, let's make the milk. So I'm going to open this up. Again, this is about 7 ounces of pure coconut cream. So as you can see, this is the cream, so it's like an almond butter, which we'll get to that later. And it has a little bit of coconut oil already in there, but I'm still going to add the extra 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. So I'm going to take a scissor, or I don't have a scissor right now, so I'm just carefully going to use this knife to open this up. And I'm going to pour this into my blender, just like I did the coconut milk powder. So I'm just going to throw this in here. And this is a little bit solid, so I might have to squeeze it in here. You can cut this in half with a knife, and it's actually easier. I've found with experience that it's easier than to squeeze it, but I'm already doing this, so it's all good. You can even get in here with a spoon. I have the knife here, so I'm going to do it with the knife. And make sure you get every little bit of this coconut cream in here. And that's about it. So again, this is an option. If you don't like the plastic, you can get just the coconut mana or any of the jars that are in glass, which is usually what I do. That's what I like to do. We're going to put, again, 4 tablespoons of the extra virgin coconut oil in here, just like we did the first one. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to add our 1 tablespoon of sunflower seed lecithin to emulsify the fats, give it that extra fortifying nutrition. And then we are going to use 2 teaspoons of the Celtic sea salt once again. If you don't have a teaspoon, about 3/4 of a tablespoon is the same thing. There's 3 teaspoons in 1 tablespoon. So you can use that. If you just want to use the same tablespoon you've been using. And that's about it. Again, just like the other one, I'm going to use a little bit of hot water to start this off. So I'm going to use about 2.5 cups of hot water, so that it blends it and it actually melts the coconut cream a little bit better. So I'm going to pour the 2 cups of water in here, the pristine water, and I'm going to blend this up. Add the rest of the water. And that's pretty much it, except this is the part where it's a little bit different. I'm going to use a little bit of a strainer. You can use a nut bag if you like, but those, again, it takes a little bit of an extra step to clean it out so that it's not as pulpy. So I'm going to just strain this into my container. Since it was cream, it's not going to be that much of a big deal to do. I can use my trusty whisk to strain it in. And I'll do the same thing here. Now, this pulp that's left over, which is a little bit of the grain, we can save it and use it for coconut cookies, or dehydrate it and make it into almost like an adjunct to another kind of a gluten-free flour or anything like that. We can use macaroon. We can make them into macaroons if you like. And that's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this to the side. And I'm going to add the rest of my pristine water. And again, I'm going to use a little bit of what's left over here. So if you're going to use this that we just used, again, I would strain it, put it through the strainer so that it's nice and smooth and you don't get any kind of particulate in there. At this point, there's not much left because it was just the size of the blender. So you can see maybe there's a little bit of that coconut flakes in there. So it just gives you a smoother product, which is nicer. And then this, I'm gonna fill it up to the 4 quart, which makes the full gallon. And I'll just mix it up with my little whisk or a spoon. And again, this is your coconut milk gallon, made very easy, very delicious, and ultra pure. So we'll taste this up. Has the same nice color as the other one. Very delicious. Has a really good texture. It's amazing. Very good. Enjoy.